弟兄姐妹们，我们的生命是建立在磐石上，还是建立在沙土上？
So brothers and sisters, our lives built on solid ground or sand?
在过去的这1年多，我常常这样的祷告，就是盼望我们不是在空中建阁楼。
So for the past year, I often pray that we will not be building sandcastles in the air.
因为我们看见教会是人所建造的这个教堂，在多年使用后会需要重建或者去加固。
So a church that is built by man needs to be rebuilt or strengthened after years of usage.
就如同我们在140杨树港路在进行的这个重建一样。
Just like what we are now doing on 140 Yio-Chu-Kang Road.
然而，神所建立的教会是建立在这个坚固的磐石上。
Yet the church God has built is on solid ground. There is a stand until Christ returns.
是要屹立不倒，直到基督的再来。我们再过几个月，大成教会就即将返回上帝所赐给我们的这应许之地。
So in a few months' time, PSCC will return to the promised land that God has given to us.
我们并要在那里来索取神所给予我们的一切的应许与承诺，
and to claim the promises that He has given to us.
我们在我们的生活当中，我们也常常构建了很多的不同东西。
So in our lives, we construct many things.
我们的事业、人际关系、梦想和不同的遗产。
So for example, our careers, our relationships, our dreams, and legacies.
今年当我们回到上帝所赐给我们的这应许之地的时候，
So this year, as we return to the promised land that God has given us,
因为我们正在建设我们的生活和一间屹立不倒的教会，能蒙神亲自的来祝福。
may we be building our lives in a church that will stand.
在希伯来书10章22到25节这样的提醒我们。
So in the book of Hebrews, chapter 10, verse 22 to 25, it reminds us that
我们可以建立最持久的这个结构或者架构，是我们的信仰和我们的这个幸福的这个群体。
So the most enduring structure that we can build is our faith and our community of believers.
他们要牢牢的植根于上帝的这个应许。
Are firmly rooted in the promises of God.
所以今天我们讲到要一同的来思想希伯来书10章22到25节。
So let us read these verses together.
就从先用中文，然后用英文来读这4节的这个经文，来准备好我们的心来亲近上帝，并让他使我们能在他里面站立的。
So let us read these verses from the book of Hebrews, first in Mandarin and then in English, so that we can prepare our hearts to draw near to God and allow Him to enable us to stand firm in Him.
希伯来书10章22到25节，我们一起来，并我们心中天然的亏欠已经洒去，身体用清水洗净了。就当存着诚心和充足的信心来到神面前，也要坚守我们所承认的指望，不是摇动，因为应许我们的是信实的。又要彼此相互，激发爱心。因为你看，你们不可停止聚会，好像那些停止惯了的人。还要彼此劝勉，既知道在日子近，就当如此。完了 ，OK。
Let us also read it in English, Hebrews chapter 10, verse 22. Let's read it together. Let us draw near to God with a sincere heart and with the full assurance that faith brings, having our hearts sprinkled to cleanse us from a guilty conscience, and having our bodies washed with pure water. Let us hold unswervingly to the hope we possess, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together, as some are in the habit of doing, but encouraging one another, and all the more as we see the day approaching.
我们一同来祷告。
Let us pray.
其实我们已经诵读你的话语，愿今年的这主题经文来提醒我们，我们要牢靠站立在主您自己的应许之上。让我们来牢靠站立的时候，我们能更好的来建立健康成长的属灵大家庭。愿圣灵神这个时刻来充满我们，带领我们一同的来默想、来思想神灵自己的话语。愿我们口中所出的一些话，心里所思想、反复思想的一切真道真理，能神灵自己悦纳，来建立我们的对您的信心与信靠。我们衷心把这段的时间向您仰望、交托、感恩，奉靠主耶稣宝贵至圣的名祈求。阿门。今天我将分享关于我们如何建立这个信仰和更强大这个群体的3个要点。
So today I'll be sharing 3 main points on how we can build our faith and a stronger community.
所以首先我们要当着诚心来到神的面前。
So firstly, we need to draw near to God with a sincere heart.
希伯来书的这个作者在这段经文中对当时的这个早期基督徒说话时，他以一个邀请来作为开始。
So the writer of the book of Hebrews, addressing the early Christians back then in this passage, begins with an invitation.
这是这持久信仰的第一根支柱。
Let us draw near to God with a sincere heart, and this is the first pillar of a lasting faith.
是当存着诚心来到神的面前。当存着诚心来到神的面前，这是这信仰持久的第一根支柱。
So this is the first pillar of a lasting faith.
它使到我们能诚心的来到神的面前，我们需要我们的真诚、我们的真实性和我们的意识性。
So to draw near to God, it requires 3 things: sincerity, authenticity, and vulnerability.
从这些经文当中，我们可以看出，我们应该将我们心中谦良和的亏欠完全洒去，身体用清水洗净。
So from the verse it says, we ought to have our hearts sprinkled to cleanse us from a guilty conscience, and have our bodies washed with pure water.
这不是要走过场，或者来装出这公义的这个奖项。
So it's not about going through the motions or putting on a facade of righteousness.
相反的，这意味着的是像我们一样，我们要来到上帝的面前，对基督牺牲的这个洁净能力充满着信心。
So instead, it means coming to God just as we are, confident in the cleansing power of Christ's sacrifice.
我们一起来想想一个建筑物的这个的根基。
So let's think of a foundation in construction.
这个建筑中的这个地基，它坚固的这个基础是在于这个正确的材料和准备。
So a solid foundation begins with the right materials and preparation.
我们教会用了将近2个月的时间来完成我们教会的那个根基。
So we spent nearly 2 months having the foundation for our church done.
我们看见我们需要时间来为我们的教会来奠定正确的那个的基础。
So it certainly takes time to lay the right foundation for our church.
同样的，我们的信仰必须建立在与上帝的这个真实关系上。
So in a very similar way, our faith must be built on a genuine relationship with God.
我们每一天，我们个人要来到神的面前，有着祷告，有这个读经，有这个敬拜的生活。
So that means a daily personal communion of prayer, study, and worship,
甚至我们要常常跟信徒一起的在主里团契。
And of course, a regular fellowship and believers in the Lord.
我们就是这样，这些的活动就是帮助我们能更亲近我们的上帝。
So with these activities, you can draw closer to God.
因此，我们生活向我们所，因此，当生活向我们抛出一个难题的时候
So that when life throws us a curveball,
我们可以做出这个充分的这个准备。
then you can be fully prepared to fight this battle.
以我们坚定不移的信仰和教会群体的这个支持来打胜这场仗。
We can fight this battle with our unwavering faith alongside the support from our church community.
所以我们一起来思想来亲近神的时候，第一个我们要问自己的问题是：我们是否每一天在跟我们的上帝亲近？
So the question to ask ourselves today: Are you drawing near to God daily?
你是否有天天来到神的面前，来向他读经，来向他祷告？
Have you been coming to read the Bible and pray every day?
你是否有在你的生命当中，在建立你的这个信仰的这个基础，靠着上帝的话语，靠着在上帝的这个面前？
So have you been building your foundation on His Word and His presence?
就是我们自己要常常天天来到上帝的面前，来向他来承认。
So we have to seek this on a daily basis.
因为在雅各书4章8节这样的勉励我们。
So in the book of James, chapter 4, verse 8, it says,
你们亲近神，神就必亲近你们。
To come near to God so that He will come near to you.
为什么呢？因为有罪的人要洁净你们的手；心怀恶意的人要洁净你们的心。
And it says, wash your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded.
所以弟兄姐妹，我们的生命信仰当中，我们要牢靠上帝的话，我们需要天天的来亲近我们的上帝。
So we often got to sanctify ourselves daily to come close to God.
当我们继续建立我们的信仰和更强大的群体，第二，我们需要的是，我们要坚守我们所承认的这些。
So as we continue to build our faith and a stronger community, the second point is to hold unswervingly to hope.
这第二个原则可以在这第23节找到。
So this second principle can be found in verse 23.
就是我们要坚守我们所承认的指望，不是动摇，因为呢，应许我们的是信实的。
So as we have read earlier, let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for He who promised is faithful.
要坚持这个希望、这个指望，并不总是那么容易。
So holding on to hope is not always easy.
生活充满了不确定性、失望和挑战。
So life is filled with uncertainty, disappointment, and challenges.
当然，我们所持有的希望，不是基于这个环境，而是基于上帝不变的品格。
Yet, we know as the fact that the hope we hold is not based on circumstances, but on the unchanging character of God.
希望就像一座的这个建筑的这个框架，它是提供这个结构和方向，让其他一切都能成事。
So hope is like the framework of a building. It provides the structure and direction, allowing everything else to take its shape.
当我们持守希望的时候，我们就会把自己的这个锚定在上帝的这个应许上。
So when we hold on to hope, we anchor ourselves in God's promises.
我们可以相信它是信实的，会完成它已经开始的一切的事。
So we can continue to trust that He is faithful to complete what He has started.
就如在希伯来书6章19节的少年里的这个经文，他说：“我们有着指望，如同灵魂的锚，又坚固又牢靠， 且通入漫游。
So from the book of Hebrews chapter 6 verse 19, which is also the motto of the Boys Brigade, it says, we have this hope as an anchor for the soul, a hope both sure and steadfast.
我们的这个信心是建立在耶稣基督身上。
So our faith is built on Jesus Christ.
我们要抓紧与他的这个关系。
We must treasure this relationship with Him.
所以弟兄姐妹们，我们周围的这个世界迫切需要希望。
Brothers and sisters, the world around us desperately needs hope.
我们作为基督徒的，我们蒙召成为黑暗中的光。
So we as believers are called to be the light in the darkness.
我们需要来提醒他人上帝的信实，
And to remind others of the faithfulness of God.
而且不要放弃你所承认的这指望，
And do not let go of the hope that you profess.
因为它是你在这每一场风暴中的这锚。
For this will be your anchor for every storm that you go through in life.
关于建立我们的信仰和更强大的这个群体的最后一点，就是第三，我们要致力于这个社区这个群体。
So the final point on building our faith in a stronger community, let us commit to community.
在这最后这两节当中的最后一段，他提醒我们，我们要将这个群体、这个社区成为我们的优先。
Finally, the passage calls us to prioritize our community.
让我们又要彼此相互激发爱心，鼓励行善。你们不可停止聚会，好像那些停止灌溉的人。
So let us consider how we may spur one another on toward love and good deeds, not giving up meeting together as some are in the habit of doing, and encouraging one another.
还要彼此的来劝勉。所以，正如没有这支撑梁的这个建筑物一样，我们的信仰不能孤立无援。
So just as no building stands without the support beam, our faith cannot stand in isolation.
上帝设计我们是要在这个群体当中来茁壮成长。
So God has designed us to thrive in community.
我们蒙召一起的来聚会，一起的来鼓励，互相的来激励。
So we are called together to encourage and to spur one another on.
这不仅仅是一个建议，
This is not merely a suggestion.
它是对我们的属灵生活的这个健康的这个命令。
This is a command from God for the health of our spiritual life.
今天我们经常可以观察到的，就是这个自私自利的行为。
Today, we observe a lot of self-seeking behavior.
我们如何才能更加的无私，也一同的来建立一个忠诚和支持性的这个群体？
So how can we be more selfless to build a community, a committed and supportive community?
在一个忠诚和支持性的群体当中，无论是面对面，或者是在这个网上虚拟世界当中，
So in a committed and supportive community, whether it is in person or virtually, how can we practice loving one another with God's love?
我们要用神的爱，要来彼此的来相爱，要担当彼此的这重担。
So to love one another with God's love, to bear one another's burden,
并鼓励彼此采取积极的行动。
and then to encourage each other to take a positive action.
我们在一起的活动就像一串的这个筷子，
So together, we're just like a bunch of chopsticks.
我们更加的强大，更有能力打造持久的这个的产品。
So we'll be stronger, and we will be better equipped to build something that lasts and not breaks so easily.
所以，当我们说我们要整个群体一起来的时候，我们是要趁着才有今天。
So we must take the opportunity of today to do it now, to build a community together.
再强调一次，就是群体生活是趁着才是今天。
So let's be reminded to take our conscience that today is the day that we can build this community.
因为今天一过去，你不知道明天你周围的弟兄或姐妹还在。
So the truth is, we do not know if after today, whether our brothers and sisters will be still among us.
我们不知道我们日子如何，但是我们知道上帝所给我们的力量是按照每一天来给的。
So we don't know what the future holds, but we know that God has prepared for us.
耶稣在这约翰福音也提醒他的信徒，要趁着白日，我们必须做那差我来者的工，因为黑夜将到，就没有人能做工了。
So in the book of John it says, as long as it is day, we must do the work of him who sent me. Night is coming when no one can work. While I am in the world, I am the light of this world.
弟兄姐妹们，我们要建立一个健康成长的属灵大家庭，我们要牢靠站立在神的面前，我们需要趁着还有白天。
So to build a strong community where we can grow healthily as a family, we must take the chance of today.
我们知道，如果过了今天，明天可能就有明天自己的忧虑。
After today, we know that tomorrow has its own worries.
所以我们要如何的来到神的面前，一起的牢靠站立呢？
So how can we come forward and to rely on God?
我们在这一年当中，我们当存着诚心来到神的面前。
So as we come to God, we come with a sincere heart to draw near to Him.
我们要坚守我们所承认的指望。
So that we can also, second point, hold unswervingly to hope.
然后我们要致力于这整个社区。
And lastly, to commit to the community that we are in.
所以在这个诚心和先充足的信心来到神的面前，我们要做的是，我们每一天需要跟上帝来独处，来相处。
So in order to draw near to God with a sincere heart, we must practice personal devotion on a daily basis.
无论是通过祷告、读经，还是敬拜，让你与上帝的关系成为你首要的任务，在这里。
So make it your objective this year to read the Bible more, to worship more, and to grow your relationship with Him as your highest priority.
如果你觉得这是非常难做到的话，
If you find this extremely hard to do,
我们可以从最小的事情做起。
so let's start small.
就是每一天花几分钟的时间，在你一起床的时候，来感谢上帝，在这一天当中，求他来带领着你。
So very simply, the moment that you're out of bed for a couple of minutes, just give thanks to God for the day ahead.
然后第二，如何的来坚守我们所承认的这指望呢？
So on the second point that we discussed earlier on hold unswervingly to hope.
我们要坚定的希望是通过我们背诵和默想上帝的意思。
So to build that steadfast hope, we can memorize and meditate on God's promises.
就是我们要常常以读经、以背诵神的话语为我们生命的这个的建立。
So by memorizing the scripture, we can certainly build our relationship closer with God.
当挑战出现的时候，它能提醒我们自己，上帝是信实。
So that when challenges arise, that He can remind you of His faithfulness.
那第三，当我们谈到这个致力于社区的时候，我们要如何的进行？
And the final point that we talked about, commit to community.
我们要互动，我们要建立一个互动的这个群体。
We want to build an active participant in our church.
就是我们要大家能成为你们教会里面积极的参与，
So that everyone can be engaged.
参加聚会，加入小组，并寻找服侍和鼓励他人的方式。
So like So by attending services, joining your fellowship group, and looking for ways to serve, we can encourage one another.
如果你今天还没有参与任何的侍奉的话，
So if today you're not serving today,
我们会强烈的建议您在崇拜之后，你来在我们后面所安排的这些不同的岗位当中来寻求参与的这个机会。
So we highly encourage you to join us after service to check out what kind of ministries are there for you to serve.
让我们可以更加的了解有关哪一些事工，哪一些更多的信息，我们可以如何更好的来参与来实施。
So that by doing so, you can find a way to serve God and be part of a ministry.
所以弟兄姐妹们，当我们反思这些真理的时候，
So as we reflect on this truth,
让我们真的是致力于建设一个屹立不倒的生活和信息。
so let us commit to building lives and community.
让我们常常能通过亲近上帝，持守希望，并彼此维生。
So by drawing near to God and holding on to hope, and also to commit to one another, we can stand firm no matter what comes our way.
无论遇到什么，我们都能站立稳妥。所以盼望这个希伯来书10章25节成为我们的一个提醒。
So relying on the book of Hebrews, let's remember those words that were shared in those verses.
既知道那日子将临，就更当如此。
And encourage one another, and all the more as you see the day approaching.
几乎让我们能带着这个目标，在这一年当中来生活。
Let this be our goal for this year.
我们一起来建立一个持久的信仰，来荣耀我们上帝。
To build a faith that endures and a legacy that honors God.
在结束的时候，愿我们今年的这主题歌能来强调我们身为信徒的荣耀的呼召。
As I conclude today's sermon, may our theme song of the year reiterate our glorious calling to love Jesus and to follow Him.
是要爱耶稣、爱基督，来跟从他。我们靠着他站立来跑。
So as we love Jesus and follow Him, we can build to stand in Him.
我们就请杰龙来为我们来做一个结束的祷告。
So let's close our eyes in prayer. May God thank you for this time as we receive your word. I pray that our hearts be softened and to be able to rely on the book of Hebrews to remember how we can commit to serving one another, to spur one another, and to encourage one another, and to be grateful and thankful for this church community that we have. And we pray that Lord, later as we have sharing of the ministry, I pray that those that have not served will come forward to be part of this serving, and for those that are currently serving, to be able to share the joy of serving to the people that are not serving, so that we can inspire them as well. So Lord, I pray that as we continue to build our faith in Christ, we continue to have it as our goal as the year ahead. So Lord, we thank you for this time and commit everything to your hands.